Well, hi, everyone. This is Peter Gordon from New York Financial Organizers, and welcome to Organizing Life's Daily Demands. You know, I'm a daily money manager, and we help people deal with organizing their finances. And the point of this podcast is to introduce you to other professionals who can help you and people you love or know or work with organize their other aspects of their lives. And today I'm really pleased to have Debbie Harris of Maynestreet Weight with us. And I've known Debbie a few years now, and welcome to our podcast, Debbie.
Thanks, Peter. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, so I thought we'd start just about how we know each other. And I think we've actually met once or twice, but most of our time has been spent on Zoom in a program called Video Socials. Why don't you talk real briefly about Video Socials?
Well, I think you and I have been there close on 3 years now.
Yeah.
Since right after they started. Basically, Video Socials allows you to do your marketing videos on a weekly basis and build a camaraderie with the people in your group. So it's a Zoom every week. Everybody gets 2 to 3 minutes to do their video. You get feedback from everybody else. And I simply wouldn't be without it. I never would get my videos done if I didn't have it. So it's great.
Yeah, my video library is there because of Video Socials.
That's right. Yeah.
And through that we've met, and you've actually transitioned to a new business. And why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, moving from Pahrump, Nevada in October to Deep River, Connecticut, and I had lived in Connecticut before, we brought Maynestreet Weight Loss here. And why did we bring Maynestreet Weight Loss here? My husband and I were introduced to the program by a colleague, and I was able to reduce 46 pounds. He was able to reduce 55.
Wow.
More importantly than that, though, it is wow. But even more importantly, he had been on blood pressure medication for about 30 years and completely came off within the first 3 weeks. And all my menopause symptoms, IBS, migraines, all of that stuff went away. So we started telling people about it naturally, and they started having the same kind of results. So we said, well, what is this? You know, is this something that we could do and bring to others? And we have, and we brought it here, and our clients are just probably the greatest thing is when I get a message like this week, one from cardiologist, one from a client who went to our cardiologist, one from medical doctor, that they just can't believe it. Tests are coming back negative, things are disappearing, people are reducing weight, and it's awesome.
I love that aspect of it, that you hear from the doctors. I think that's really, really wonderful. So tell me, why is dieting so frustrating?
Well, I've been doing it since I'm about 12. That's the first time I was on Weight Watchers. It's frustrating because
the American female curse.
Yes. Well, we won't get into that. But no. For most people, for most diets, you are doing something out of your ordinary life. In other words, you're substituting 2 meals for a shake. You're ordering foods that come, you know, in a package and putting it in the microwave. You are doing weird food things like I did the Beverly Hills diet many years ago. I ate nothing but fruit. You know, so you're doing things that are not sustainable. And even if you opt for surgery, whether it's the lap band or the sleeve or the gastric bypass, you come out, you're still the same person.
Absolutely.
And over time, without education and without dealing with what's going on up here and your relationship to food, the weight comes back, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, and that's the frustrating part. It's that it's so frustrating. So what tips can you give us to reduce weight and, more importantly, to keep it off?
I think you have to find something, whether it's our program or someone else's program, that really deals with education and deals with real food, the things that are sustainable. We're not going to live our life eating fruit or cabbage soup or grapefruit or shakes two times a
Or
day.
bacon and hamburgers all day long.
Exactly, because I did keto twice.
Active.
We're not gonna do that. We need to eat healthy food, we need to eat balanced food, and we need it to be something sustainable. Now, what we have discovered is that hormones play a huge part in this. And because stress plays a huge part in hormones and getting them out of whack, stress is playing a huge part in you simply not being able to take the weight off. It's as simple as that. So find something that will educate you. Find something that will deal with what's going on up here. Find something that incorporates real food into your program. And if you can, find something that's also going to address a hormone imbalance.
So, tell us a little bit about Maynestreet Weight Loss and what's different about it.
Well, some of the things I just mentioned, we address the hormone imbalance. We do it naturally. There's no shots. We're not doing blood tests. We do it naturally with supplements and with the food that you're eating. And everything is natural that we give you. We also have tremendous support. And this is where our clients tell us it's different than anything, because you're in contact with me every day for the first phase of the program. You have a coach for the second phase of the program who's actually keeping you accountable, every week. We talked about video socials and how it's kept me accountable to do my videos. Well, a coach is going to call you for a 15-minute call every week to keep you accountable. We have a WhatsApp group where people are constantly celebrating non-scale victories like health, like my clothes are fitting, whatever the case may be. I can actually bend down and tie my shoes and, those kinds of things. And there is a Facebook group for this program that has over 16,000 people on it that are having huge success. So what I hear
But what's that group more localized, right?
we are, but these are licensees. So we are on the Connecticut shoreline. We do work with some people that are out of state, and we will ship to them, and our meetings are done via Zoom. But I guess what I hear the most is it's real food. I'm not hungry. And the support and the education is what I did not have before.
Sure. Yeah. And how about some success stories?
Oh. Well, we have a couple men on the program that are actually in phase 3, which is maintenance. Both of them have reduced over 50 pounds.
Wow.
And both of them have been able to maintain within 4 or 5 pounds for the last few months, going about their lives. And that's because it's become second nature to them what works for their body and what doesn't. It doesn't mean that just because if you eat ice cream that the scale may go up. What it means is that that, and what you need to do that next day and the day after that. Go ahead and have your ice cream, and have real ice cream.
Right.
We've had clients come back from their cardiologist, off blood pressure, off cholesterol medication, down 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Cardiologist thrilled.
Wow.
We have an endocrinologist with one of our clients who has dramatically reduced her insulin. And she's just been on the program a couple of weeks. We've had people send me their script from their sleep apnea showing that it's leveling off. Migraines have disappeared. It's just people are off blood sugar medication, the metformin. It's really amazing. And it's really amazing to hear how good people feel as they're doing the program.
So, and I think I know the answer to this question, but what are the foods that you're eating?
Protein. So you're eating turkey, steak, hamburger, fish, shellfish, chicken. You are having vegetable, you're having fruit right from the beginning. And then even starting within phase 1, we start adding some things back on day 8. For example, on day 15, we add back an egg and 2 egg whites. So the whole time you're really learning how food affects you and and sometimes it's something very innocuous. Spinach, for example, affects some people to the point where they simply don't release.
You know what?
They don't release weight.
Oh, wow.
We take the spinach out and suddenly they release. For me, it was asparagus. And I've had clients who have had the similar experience with
Amazing.
asparagus. So you don't know, and this is why it becomes so individual and so important for people to get that education about them. And then the weight will easily and effortlessly stay off. It will stay off.
It sounds to me that a key aspect of this is that you're not eating processed foods.
Correct.
You know,
Correct. We're
and
not, yeah.
and that, I mean, that's the American diet, and so much of the American diet is traditional. What has become the traditional diet is processed foods with all the sugar and salt inside of it. So
Yeah.
you're teaching people how to eat without not eating the processed foods, which is leading to the success
Mhm.
with their medical profile.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. And we talk about and teach about reading food labels. People have been trained to think that 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 means it's good for me, as opposed to actually looking at the ingredients. I mean, what is that stuff?
It's interesting because we talked recently, and I mentioned about this food that I've been eating called Kim's Magic Pop.
Yep.
And we talked about it, and you went online and you really broke down the ingredients to
Right.
see how, just is this worthwhile? And that was really interesting.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we talk about. And then as you progress, we talk about, fat-free foods, sugar-free foods. I mean, what exactly are you eating? I always say if you can't pronounce it, it's probably not a great idea. You're better off having the real food when you have a craving for it, because that will satisfy your craving. The other thing that people don't realize, and I actually learned this watching diners, drive-ins, and dives all these years, is that restaurants put sugar in almost everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
I love diners, drive-ins, and dives. So
me too. And clients will say, well, thanks, Guy, for pointing that out to me. And clients will say, well, I ordered it plain. I ordered this, I ordered that. First of all, there's going to be more salt if you're eating in a restaurant. Second
Absolutely.
of all, chances are, depending on what you're eating, there's going to be sugar. So it's okay. It's okay. This is not supposed to be about deprivation. It's not supposed to be about stress. It's supposed to be about getting healthy and living your life that way.
Right. And so my last question is really what's different about Maynestreet Weight Loss? And you were, kind
Yeah.
of, that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah, we are talking about real food. We're talking about real support. We're talking about, as we say, real lasting results. The weight is not going to come back if you stick to the program and stick with what we're doing. It's about the education. It's about the support. Really, I've never found anything like this, dieting all those years. And so for me, it was an absolute game changer. And I knew it would be a game changer for other people. And it's just awesome to see those results.
And what's the best way for people to find out about the program and to reach you?
Maynestreetweightloss.com. It is Mayne Street, weightloss.com. You can go there. You can always reach out to me, Debbie, Debbie at Maynestreet.com. Our phone number, everything's on the website. There's even a little quiz on the website about hormones. And there is an article that I put up there about 5 tips for releasing weight and keeping it off. Tons of information.
One other thing that's interesting is that you require doctor's permission, right?
We don't require doctor's permission, but you're right. There is a point there. If people are on certain medications, we will fax a sort of a outline to their doctor, so the doctor can check it off. Just so the doctor knows, because if somebody's on a blood pressure medication, within a couple weeks, if they start noticing things, we want the doctor to be aware because that will have to be lowered.
Yeah.
So it happens all the time.
And that's wonderful because people don't stay in touch with their doctors. They stop and start programs, their diet programs. So by you, you know, communicating with the doctor, it's a great start. It's
Yeah.
really, really important. Well, this was great. We do. Some people within the in these videos do shout outs. Do you want to do a shout out?
Well, there is a very dear friend of mine. She's also my agent. There is a woman named Wendy Shelley in Las Vegas, who is absolutely the most knowledgeable person I have ever met on helping people through the Medicare maze, health insurance, alternatives to traditional health insurance, which is something we do, as well as the supplemental insurances such as Aflac. Wendy's just a huge source of knowledge. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to her. She's also a bulldog. She's one of those people that when you get caught in the insanity of our system, sometimes she can,
Right.
she
Right.
can, she can maneuver.
Great to have somebody like
Yeah.
that. And her information will be down below
Yes.
in the video. Well, Debbie, thank you so much. That was wonderful. I really appreciate it. Great to see you again on Zoom, of course. And
Yes.
maybe I'll see you in Connecticut sooner than later.
Or New York.
Or New York, that's right.
Thanks,
Okay.
Peter.
Bye. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you at our next video podcast. Bye-bye.